Back in May, with the inauguration of President Lai Ching-te, a longtime friend of ICRT took up a new job, becoming only the second person to head up the year-old Ministry of Environment. Peng Chi-ming founded Taiwan's first private weather company in 2005, and for many years, working from his office at Weather Risk, he also shared his insightful observations about weekend and inclement weather with ICRT audiences. Minister Peng is dedicated to promoting climate change, environmental prevention, open data, and disaster prevention-related topics. Recently, he sat down with me, Tim Berge, to discuss his new job and his service to ICRT listeners. Before you came to the Environment Ministry, you had a very busy career heading up Taiwan's first weather company, Weather Risk, and also you were a weather broadcaster on Da'ai television. And also, I want to say ICRT.
Yes.
Who we enjoyed your updates every single week.
Yeah.
Because the nice thing is you were able to talk about the weather from the listener's point of view. And that's what people are really concerned about. What does the weather mean to me? So how do you plan to use these skills which you have developed in your career, talking to the public, talking to the camera, communicating with people? That's very important today. How are you going to use these to better communicate environmental protection issues to the Taiwan public?
Actually, my background, I'm a meteorologist, and also another role is I am an entrepreneur to set up a weather company by myself. I think my prime minister and also my president noticed me several years ago. So when I got the invitations, and the first reason is I know the climate, because I attend the COP, which means the UNFCCC, the climate change conference, for 11, actually it's about 12 years. They know I care about the climate change. Right now, the Ministry of Environment, the most important thing is the climate change issues. And another thing, just you mentioned, they think I can communicate that to the public, because in tradition, the Ministry of Environment, or the previously, they are EPA, Environmental Protection Administrations, and they are just like control the people. We have lots of rules. If you are if you pollute something, air, water, we will give you the fine. And so right now it's different. We should communicate with the public. So they notice I am a good role to talk. My traditional way is I have the ability to translate from the professional knowledge to the simple languages. So I think that's my president or prime minister, they notice I have the role to do this, because the Ministry of Environment in Taiwan, even all over the world, sometimes it's a small ministries, but they think it should be big. So how to communicate with the people, and also communicate with the other ministries is my job. So recently I have two ways. One is the communicate to the public, especially to the media, and one is to the other ministry. So Ministry of Environment should work with the other ministries.
And you brought up a good point just now, which is when you're communicating with the public, you need to talk, I don't want to say simple, but very easy to understand terms.
Yeah.
And environmental issues at times are very complicated. And you studied meteorology. So how do you take those very maybe complex issues and make them easy for the public to understand?
Actually, to be honest, in the Ministry of Environment, related to the climate change or air quality is my professions. But the others, for example, waste management, water, or any kind of the polluted issues, is not my expertise. So in the last 3 months, I try to study everything, because all my colleagues, they teach me, and they have lots of the presentation. Every day I have lots of meetings. So right now, I think I know something. The first one thing is, I think to communicate to the public, be honest is most important. So I am very honest to the public. The second is the transparent. Transparent means all of the information I got, I can also share to the public. So be honest, be transparent is a key role to communicate with the others.
Yeah. And kind of as a follow-up, what are your plans or goals for tackling environmental related issues now that you're here at the Environment Ministry?
Actually, my role is to change the way, to make the Ministry of Environment more open. To let more people to understand the Ministry of Environment is to protect you, protect the earth, protect the environment. Taiwan, everybody care about the semiconductor industries or AI. However, if we got lots of money, however we got the polluted air, or the water shortage, or the polluted water, or lots of the waste. So it's not good for you to live here. So my job, sometimes I will educate to some big boss. Okay, my job is to protect your life qualities. So how can we work together is most important. I have several plans. For example, short-term goal for example, the 3 months to 6 months to 1 year. And actually, what I think this job for me is just only maybe several years, because I should go back to the private, because I think I come from the private. I should not stay in government for too long. And my plan is I should open the Ministry of Environment to the public, to let everybody knows. And we are new ministries, and we have the ambition to protect you. And also the most important thing is climate change issues. To be honest, right now in Taiwan, the emission gap to our target, we have still far behind. For example, we cannot reach the net zero before 2050. It's a big burden for everyone. So right now my job is to shorten the gap. And however, to reach the goal is not easy. However, and I should get more funding for this. So not just only to the carbon fee or something. We should have some carrot. I mean, some kind of the benefit to the public. So that's why I should to communicate with my boss and with the other ministries. So we should work together to reach the goal. Yeah.
And one thing, walking around the streets of Taiwan, compared to a lot of other countries, Taiwan is relatively pretty clean.
Yeah.
And there's not a big litter problem.
Yeah.
But one of the first things you did after assuming this post was you announced to lawmakers your plans to crack down on people littering cigarette butts around the city.
Yes.
How is that going, and why is that important to you?
Because before I was a minister, and I found one very interesting issue is every year about 36 billion cigarettes was sold. 36 billion. And about 1/4 through to everywhere. For example, in Taiwan, it's very easy to buy the cigarette, especially in the convenience store. And when you buy it, and you can maybe smoke immediately. However, in our law, and you cannot smoke near the convenience store. And however, everywhere you can smoke, even we have the law, but nobody will find you. And so I found lots of people, their traditional way is the filter. When they finish the smoking, the filter, they throw it everywhere. For example, some place near the convenience store, the coffee shop, and also some restaurants. Everywhere are the cigarettes. So I found some junior high school students. They organized one team. We should not the cigarette. We should protect the earth. So they go on the street to pick up the cigarette. And also, I remember I found one Japanese, and they love Taiwan, and however complain about Taiwan, too many cigarette filters on the street. So that's why I want to change the way, because it's a simple things. But if we change the way, it will make our street more clean. And because if the cigarette everywhere, when the heavy rain come to Taiwan, go to the street, the water cannot flow. So that's why I want to change. However, I can make a law about this, but I don't want to do this. So I open the idea to the public. So right now, in the next few months, we will review all of the proposal by the public. We have some prize to you, and if you have any kind of a good idea, and we can use your idea to the best idea and make it come true. So that's why I want from the bottom up to get a solution. Yeah.
And then also recently you voiced concerns about greenhouse gas emissions from the energy sector, and that being a major hurdle for Taiwan to meet its net zero goals, which you just talked about. So what are your plans to deal with emissions from the energy sector? I know, especially like in central Taiwan, that's a major issue.
Actually, right now, lots of people think it's a nuclear problem. Some people think the nuclear power can maybe can solve all of the problem. But to be honest, right now the nuclear power in Taiwan is very limited. The future is the renewable energies. So from the UNFCCC, the COP28, the conclusion of the all of the country is we should triple renewable energy before 2030. And right now, I saw the information in Taiwan. We are over the triple. We are about 3.5 times compared to the 2022. So in Taiwan, the way is quite clear. If we follow the our energy transition way, we can reach the goal by 2030. And the other problem is the energy transition is not only the solar PV or offshore wind farm or anything. Our daily life, how to change, how to save the energy is more important to create the new energy. But another problem is that right now everybody enjoy the AI and enjoy any kind of the electric equipment. So the increase of the electric power is a big problem. About right now in Taiwan is about 2.5% annually increase. So how to reduce the energy consumption will be our job. And however, how to make a good behavior, and it's our Ministry of Environment job. So recently we will have some kind of the activity to educate the people from your daily life to save the energy.
Okay, so with the recent announcements to be shutting down one of the nuclear power plants, you don't see reviving nuclear power or adding more nuclear power capabilities in Taiwan as to be the solution?
I'm in the Ministry of Minister of Environment. I am not a Minister of the Energy.
Okay, fair enough.
And by my rules is I shall follow our environmental law. The environmental law is the no nuclear power in the future. And I know some parliament want to change the law, but right now I still follow the rule, no nuclear power. And I think next year in May, and our last nuclear power station will shut down. And however, if we want to change the way, it still take time to review all of the nuclear power station. Because, for example, one car, it can walk, and it can run, and can you keep running? For a car, that's okay. But for the nuclear power, we should follow the law. The law is shut down, they have the 1 day, and our Thai power company, they should follow the rule or the law. And if we want to change the law, and however, the nuclear power station, they need to review everything. It takes time. To be honest, when we check the other countries, their way is about, it will take about 2 or 3 years. Maybe next president turns, it will be, if we want to restart or extension for the nuclear power station, it will take about 2 or 3 years at least. So probably, if we want to have a new nuclear power or any kind of extension, it will be next president's turn or next president's turn. So it's not, we cannot solve the problem right now.
Right, it's a long-term solution.
Yeah.
And just now you're mentioning the fact that with AI and more electronic devices, there's more demand for electricity. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, AI is really being touted as a way to help us think of new and creative ways to solve some of the problems we face today. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not just chatting with your cell phone and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So what do you see as the role of AI in maybe helping Taiwan to solve its environmental problems?
Right now, we have lots of cases. For example, right now in Taiwan, sometimes we have a noise problem. Noise means some people ride the motor, and the motor is a very noise, and also some cars too fast, and the noise is quite large. And we have the camera and also noise detections by using the AI, and we can catch you immediately. So in Taiwan, we have lots of machines like this. And recently, because you know the waste management is a big problem. And the traditional way is use traditional calculations. So recently I told my colleague, and we should use a new way. For example, how they can calculate the West Mountain, how many tons. So right now they use any kind of the AI tools to measure over the West. And the other is water management and even the air qualities. And in the Ministry of Environment, the AI will be our core because we found some kind of the job before is by our human beings, but right now we can use the AI to solve the problem. So AI can help us. However, when we use the AI, and it's a kind of we need a lot of energy to maintain the server. And if we want to have a more AI function, we need more AI server in the future. So the increase of the AI server, the consumption of energy will be a big problem for Taiwan.
So it's a dilemma, in other words.
Yeah.
I mean, with AI and also cloud computing,
yes.
They all use more power.
Yes.
As I was saying, the first time I met you was at an international conference here in Taiwan, though, but there were many people from the international community from overseas there. So are you planning to make any other trips overseas with your counterparts in other countries to discuss environmental issues and maybe eyeing their remedies to help here in Taiwan?
Okay. To be honest, right now I do not have any plan. But after maybe September to October, I will have a trip to, for example, to Europe, to US, and also to Japan. Because, for example, in Taiwan, right now we have the carbon fee. And I know the carbon trading will be the future. The carbon trading, we should have a linkage with the international communities. I will try to visit the European Union, and because the European Union, they have the EU ETS. So it's a good experience for Taiwan to understand how to make the carbon trading be better in the future. And the second is, if we want to do something about the carbon issues, the carbon issues is not only the local issue, it's international issues. So I will try to visit, for example, Japan, Korea, the other countries. So we should work together. And another issue is, even I did not go to the other country. Right now, we also have, I plan to have some kind of webinar during the COP in November. And it will be a big conference. I welcome the ICRT. Probably you can join us to talk about the issue. Yeah, because right now is, for example, in COP28, when I was in Dubai, and I also organize a webinar to the public. So right now, every day, sometimes I will get lots of information from the globally. So I think climate change issue or any circular economy issues is a core business of the Ministry of Environment. I will try to make more close relationship with the other countries.
In addition to Taiwan perhaps learning from overseas, do you think there's lessons that Taiwan can teach the overseas?
Right
the international community?
Right now, to be honest, the circular economy, especially the waste management in Taiwan, is totally wonderful in the world. For example, we are better than US, and also better than the New Zealand. Even the ambassador of the New Zealand in Taiwan, they told me, okay, we should come to Taiwan to learn something about circular economy. And also in the Southeast Asia, they also come to Taiwan to have some kind of the pioneer environmental management about the issue. So recently we also work with the AIT, and for example, some of the Asia countries working with US, and we will have a conference in September, and we will talk something about the mercury. The mercury is a kind of the very polluted issues, so we will measure this. So I think that actually, the environmental issues is not politics. So we welcome to every country to join us to talk about the issue. And in Taiwan, we can also help the other countries, our experience.
That was Peng Chi-ming discussing the challenges of his new job as Environment Minister. For ICRT News, I'm Tim Berge.